Yes, whether you're a parent, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a learner who has taken some time to be here and to be with me in watching this, I want to greet you all and I want to welcome you to this session and tell you that I appreciate you. I'm grateful for being with me and I'm grateful for your support. And I keep requesting that you may continue supporting in this journey. And today, I want to be talking about something which is important. I already introduced a lesson concerning revision, where we are going to deal with revision strategies or techniques. And this is concerning the journey from ineffective and unfruitful revision to effective and fruitful revision. I hope I explained what I call a revision which is unfruitful, and the opposite of that is exactly what is a fruitful revision, and it is exactly the opposite of that we're going to get at the end of this series. And today, I want to introduce you to a second lesson, which is concerning the first step towards effective and fruitful revision. We have got 10 important steps, and these 10 important steps is what I want us to walk through. And I want to mention this as I start that most of the times a lesson will take more than one video. Sometimes it may take two videos, other times it may take three videos. So it is important you understand this so that you may be able to follow keenly, understand where a lesson starts and where a lesson ends. The first lesson, which was about reasons why revision fails, had three videos where we discussed 7 reasons why revision fails. And at the end, in that video, there was a challenge for yourself that you go sit down, that you analyze your revision behavior and pattern and see if there is maybe some of these things affecting you. And I believe you did that. I believe you've got now what are some of the things you are not doing in the right way when it comes to revision. So, if you've done that, that is exactly what we are going to focus on and solving those problems you identified together with the 7 reasons why revision fails. The first step towards fruitful and effective revision is understanding the power of the revision calendar. And not just understanding the power of the revision calendar, you understand and you put into practice all that what we are going to learn about a revision calendar. So, do you have a revision calendar? A revision calendar is not just a timetable, as I am going to show you, as I am going to help you discover exactly what a revision calendar is. It is not just a timetable. Get that. So, here we are going to look at how to plan for mastery of content, while on the other out, we eliminate burnout or the fading of the zeal we usually start with. And I want to take an example of music because most of the people are or love music, the greater number actually. And in case you don't love music, you may forgive me. But most of the people who love music, they love music because of that melody, because of the rhythm. And in the same way, if we have to love revision, if we have to continue revising without burnout, we have to do it in a manner that it has a melody. Number two is for mastery. Rhythm is one of the things which makes music to be easily understood, that a person can sing a song of it. If the song lacks rhythm, if the song lacks a predictable pattern, most of the times you'll find it is hard to master the lyrics of the song. And most of the times, many people will struggle with knowing exactly what the song is talking about. The same way, we usually say that revision without a rhythm will be like music without melody. What happens when music lacks melody? Three things will probably happen. Number one, that music will be chaotic. It will be like confusion. Number two, that music will be tiring to listen. And number three, that music will be forgettable. The same way when we come to revision, when revision lacks rhythm, number one, it is chaotic. Number two, it is tiring. And number three, you can easily forget either what you revise or the system you are using to revise. You will use a system today, and because it lacks rhythm, tomorrow you are not doing exactly the same thing. It is not because you don't want to do that, it is because you have forgotten. It is because you don't even remember what kind of pattern you are planning to follow, because that pattern lacks rhythm. That revision lacks rhythm. That's why you find people don't have any revision techniques which they have proved to be helpful. But if we have something which is rhythmical, then we are sure to stick to our revision. And this is brought about by having a revision calendar. And we will, by the end of this lesson, create calendars which reflect rhythm, calendars which eliminate chaos, calendars which eliminate the tiring nature of revision, and calendars which are unforgettable, calendars which we can use to well master content. Having that said, it is important to talk about this observation which I have made, that most learners revise in bursts of panic. They are driven by fear and not by strategy. They sit down, they open their books with good intention and dive into what they feel urgent. So, what am I trying to say? In simple terms, most learners do not have revision calendars. I don't know if you are that kind of a learner, or I don't know if as a teacher you've experienced this and you've tried to see how you can help your learners, but you've not been able to find a way. I don't know if as a teacher you've come across these things. You can see that this learner is trying to do it, but no, it should not be done this way. But you ask yourself anyway, what way can it be done? I want to speak to that teacher who wants to help learners find rhythm in their revision. I want to speak to that parent who feels that their children are not maximizing their potential. And I want to speak to that learner or feels that they are doing much and they are being confused, they are getting tired, and they are forgetting everything, even if they say they are going to do it tomorrow, they don't do it. So, if you are any of those three groups, please come close. And the last person I want to speak to is any other concerned person, maybe a stakeholder who wishes best for learners, who want learners to achieve their best. In other words, I usually have a mission, and my mission statement is this: to prepare learners for a great future. So, if you are subscribing to this mission statement, you are actually the person I am speaking to today. So, please be here. Let us work together. What is the problem with this kind of random revision which is guided by emotions? Number one, and some of the things which I have observed, is that most of the learners drift uh, because of unplanned revision. And how do they drift? Number one, they overwork in some subjects. Number two, they neglect other subjects. And number three, they burn out even before the exams arrive. At the beginning of the term, the learner has started well, but then just somewhere in the midst of the journey, the learner is tired, the learner does not want to do it anymore. I know you've experienced this as a learner, as a teacher, as a parent, you've seen this. It happens, but it cannot go through. That is exactly what happens when revision is random. That is exactly something which should be speaking to you and telling you that there is need of a revision calendar. And when I talk about a revision calendar, number one, I want us to understand each other. I don't simply talk about a timetable which is telling you just read this day, this day. No. A revision calendar will be actually a broader view of what a timetable is. It will be an extension of this and more, where we will need to understand and where we will be able even to guide a learner to plan for the whole term, that is 3 months, or even to guide a learner to plan for a whole year, or even to guide a teacher, because teachers, you need to conduct revision sessions to guide the learner through all that time. A revision calendar is a tool which is so powerful in your hands, because with a timetable, you cannot plan for a whole year. But with a revision calendar, you can plan for a whole academic year, and it can work and work so perfectly than you've ever imagined. And this is one of the key reasons why I am very glad and I'm moved to share this, because I know what it has. Never forget about this. Random revision, which is driven by emotions, make learners drift into number one, of overworking some subjects, number two, neglecting other subjects, and number three, getting exhausted or burning out before the exam arrives. Unplanned revision is full of confusion, that is chaos, is full of tediousness and forgettableness. So let it not be forgettable. The solution to all these things we are listing is simply one: a revision calendar. That is something now, up to this minute, you've heard it again and again and again. because a revision calendar will give you a rhythm. This is actually an immediate reward of a revision calendar. It will give you a rhythm and you'll start feeling it even as early as you start practicing this. The second thing is that a revision calendar will give you a structure for revising. And if you can take and regard this structure as sacred and observe it, it will be well. You will get it. And number three, there are three things which are very important and they need to be guided well. These are things in us, things in it, and which needs to be guided and aligned. Number one is your energy. Your energy is important. Number two is your focus. And number three is growth. There are people who are spending their energy in doing the wrong thing. There are people who are focused, but in what is irrelevant. There are people who are growing, but not in the correct line of growth. So, a revision calendar will have a third reward or a third benefit, that it will guide your energy, it will guide your focus, and it will align your growth. Your energy is guided to your vision and goals. Your focus is guided to your goals, and your growth is aligned to your goals, to your vision, to your mission. So, that is why I would say that without a revision calendar, you're missing a lot. With a revision calendar, you've got a lot. Then, other three important benefits of having a revision calendar are these. In revision, there is what you're doing, there is when you're doing it, and there is how you do it. Because you may do the right thing, but do it at the right time while you're doing it in the wrong way. That doing it in the wrong way will change everything. So we need to know what to revise, how to revise it, and we need to know when to revise. This way, a revision calendar will help you. We meet again in the next video to look at why learners do not have revision calendars and why you need to have one.